We're building a jig for our jigsaw today so that we could create some perfect circles and arches. Here I have two strips of equal length and one that is a little bit smaller. This is going to hold our jigsaw in place. I'm also going to use this glue to just glue these pieces down to the board. Nothing fancy. This does the trick. So I'm going to be placing this first strip right at the edge of this board. And then I'm going to be placing my jigsaw right at the edge of that and just checking where my blade is going to be. And from there, I'm going to measure about 2 inches from the edge of the board because that's kind of where I want my jigsaw to land. Place a couple additional measurements of 2 inches, and then you're just going to draw a line. That's going to be important for a little bit later on. And then let's go ahead and cut a 2-inch line upwards where the blade is going to sit. I also went back and made the strip a little bit thicker so that it's easier for my blade to come in and out of that little area. And then I went back to see if it fit perfectly the way that I wanted. Okay, so we're going to be going back to that 2-inch line. So I'm going to be measuring out every 2 inches, starting at 8 inches. So the goal is to be able to create a jig for future purposes and future projects. So I'm thinking that, I may be creating circles or jigs that are 8 inches in radius or 16 inches and bigger. I also think it's a good idea to write out how many inches that is. So I put 8, 10, 12, and so forth. And then I'm also measuring up 2 inches so that I could create that long line and making sure that it's straight so that it's in line with my jigsaw. I'm switching over to my drill bit and I'm going to now go and drill a little hole in each of these little marks that I've created. Alright, so if you look closely at the board, you'll now see that I have little holes in the wood, and this is going to be helpful for you in the future. To finish off your jig, we're now going to place that jigsaw back onto the board and we're going to glue the remaining 2 little pieces just so that the jigsaw could fit perfectly and snug and so that it doesn't move around. So I'm just using my jigsaw as the template of where I want my little pieces to be placed. Alright, so now that we're done, you could go ahead and use this jig as a template to create arches and circles. Simply find that middle part of your piece and then just do a double check to make sure that it swivels and it's in line, and then you're good to go. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave some messages down below.